Alright, so this was going to be a special video. We're going to be delving through Shindo Life history and finding the top 10 strongest things ever in the game. Now, these are going to be time appropriate because obviously the things in the game have gotten significantly more strong than what they were before. So if you guys enjoyed this type of video, remember to like, subscribe. Let's go right to the video, guys. Alright, so coming in 10th place is going to be Release Surge. Now, this is actually a very recent one. Surge hasn't been that long ago. On release, Surge was an extremely strong EKG. Now, Surge on release, first of all, it bypasses iframes, so that's just something to keep in mind. It still does that. It bypassed iframes even on release. Now on release, Surge first ability had what, a like 8-10 second cooldown, or even 5-second cooldown, I forget. It was extremely spammable. That's my point. Extremely low cooldown, spawned 4 traps that lasted literally forever that you could not see at all, and when it hit you, you got place lock stun for literally like 5 seconds. So this means that you could do infinite M1 combos, infinite spam traps. They couldn't see him at all, and chances are if you fought Release Surge, you probably lost if they were somewhat decent at the game. Release Surge was absolutely insane, honestly, because of that first move. The second move does a lot of damage as a block breaker, but it was kind of hard to hit unless they were in a place lock stun, which happens to be Surge's entire thing. Also, the third move is kind of like the first one, but just significantly worse in my opinion. It just makes kind of a line of them. But yeah, Surge first move was absolutely broken, and honestly, Release Surge, like, I can get why they hotfix nerfed it. The nerf was a little bit too much, but it makes sense because the first move is absolutely busted. Now coming in 9th place, it's going to be Riser Kuma. Now, at one point, Riser Kuma was actually one of the best bloodlines of the meta, and I'm not lying when I say that. You guys might find that hard to believe considering, you know, Riser Kuma was shat on, but Riser Kuma was once one of the once was the best bloodline of the meta that it was in. Now, if you guys are unaware, back in that meta, you weren't able to auto dodge perfect block mid combo. You're going to hear that a few times throughout this video because that's really important to know considering some of the things that are going to be on this list. But Riser Kuma specifically, what made it so strong? Third move was it drained around 4,000 to 5,000 mode from you. It chi sealed you for like 10 seconds. It did 100,000 damage, and yeah, it was just an insanely broken move. And there's a reason why Riser Kuma third was just spanned by so many people. There's a reason why it's so trash now. It's because at one point it was so good and they just absolutely dumpstered it. You guys know what Rogue Games does when they nerf stuff. They go hardcore with the nerfs. If something needs nerf, they take it like 10 notches too high. And yeah, Riser Kuma third was absolutely trashed on. Everything good about it was removed, but at one point it was insanely strong. Not to mention the auto dodge was also insanely strong even during that meta because you could actually start a combo. And pretty much how that meta went, if you got stunned at all, you instantly lost. If the other player was good, if you got stunned at all, boom, you're done because it was a one-shot combo type of thing. Riser Kuma second has always just been an average stun. The C-spec was honestly bad back then, but the first or third move definitely do carry it to being on this list. Now coming in 8th place is going to be Bankai Kuma. Now the OGs of Shindo Life that play Shinobi Life 2 know how, you know, good Bankai Kuma is. Now just be aware, Rengoku is not going to be in this list because based on what I've seen about Rengoku, it honestly wasn't ever really that good in my opinion. I just feel like, you know, for the time, there wasn't really anything that was overly powerful, and Rengoku was just better than average, but Bankai Kuma on release is still comparable to being good to this day. First of all, Bankai Kuma auto dodge was still the same. It's still insanely strong, but the second move was an instant move. There was no cast time at all. It was instant, and back in that time, you know, that was unheard of. It also had, you know, that huge damage burst. It just, Bankai Kuma on release was insanely strong, especially for the time it was released in the game, considering it was just common bloodlines around that time. Have you ever gotten 80th spin rarity and gotten something like just atomic? Well, that's because you haven't hit the like button on this video yet. If you hit the like button on this video, you're guaranteed to get 10 million times luck. 100%. The coming in 7th is going to be a really weird one. It's going to be Ryan Barrage. Now, Ryan Barrage is going to be on the 7th place with Bruce Stomp. Now, Bruce Stomp is kind of the, you know, modern equivalent to how good Ryan Barrage was. Bruce Stomp is used by everyone. That's why it's going to be on this list. But the reason why Ryan Barrage is going to be in this list, back in the day, you know, it sounds like I'm an old person. Back in the day, Ryan Barrage was the #1 combo extending move. Whether it was, you know, early Shindo Life, Shinobi Life 2, or late, you know, mid Shindo Life 2, this move was the go-to combo extender. Now, you guys may be asking why. The reason why is because you could cast a move in the middle of it. It has always been a thing. And when you cast it, actually, I'm pretty sure Azarashi Barrage used to be able to do that as well. But casting a move in the middle of it makes it a combo extending move. I'm pretty sure Azarashi Barrage was the equivalent of Ryan Barrage now. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. Like, Azarashi Barrage is what Ryan Barrage is now. So, Azarashi Barrage, Ryan Barrage, you know, whatever. But the reason for this is because Ryan Barrage or Azarashi Barrage back in the day was literally used in every single one-shot combo because you could start combos with it. You could use it at any point during the combo. It was insanely easy easy to combo extend with. Really good combo extending move, especially for the era that it existed. And coming to 6th place, it could be Strange, and it's honestly just going to be the mode. Now, this was yet another recent one in Shindo Life 2 history. It happens that there's a lot of recent ones, maybe because the game is, you know, getting kind of power creeped. But Strange mode is absolutely busted. I don't feel like I need to explain this one that much. It did 10,000 non-knockback damage M1s. It had really good stats on the mode. It barely drained any mode per second to use. C-Spec gave you back all the HP that you would had before you used the move. So it was basically just a free heal. See, it was also a time stop, which is Dio Senko's ultimate ability, combined with a block break, combined with, you know, lots of damage. Also, the Q-Spec was also one of the most busted things about Strange. Q-Spec was a 4-second iframe that is a true M1 combo extender, does tons of damage as well, and hits multiple people. Honestly, just a really overpowered mode in general. Now, coming in 5th place as a surprise to absolutely nobody is going to be Ryuji Kenichi, mostly the mode. Now, the reason why I'm saying mostly the mode and not just the mode, Ryuji Kenichi abilities actually used to be insanely overpowered as well. Those were, you know, nerfed after a while, and then it was just the mode. So I'm going to be focusing on the mode, but the moves were good as well. I just want to put that out there. The mode of Ryuji Kenichi is quite literally probably the single best C mode to ever exist in the game. I mean, Z mode to ever exist in the game. You know, in that era especially. The reason for this, first of all, on release, the entire mode had passive auto dodge. Just to put that out there, the entire mode, not just low HP, the entire mode had passive auto dodge. Not only that, but the Z-Spec used to do twice as much damage, and the low HP mode part of it used to give like even more stats than what it does now. Pretty much it gave so much stats that you would be able to one-shot something with an M1 combo. Honestly, just a really overpowered Z mode. I feel like what I've said to you, you know, should resonate a little bit to just say how good this mode used to be. Especially in a time where having a second life was extremely busted. I'm pretty sure this was during the auto dodge meta where auto dodge could be used mid-combo. Pretty much gave you it was an instant win. It was an instant win if you're ever good at the game, because a lot of the time when you're facing another good player, it happens to just to be, you know, whoever hits the most combos. And if you have an entire second life, the chance of you hitting more combos pretty much is 100% more likely. The coming to 4th place is going to be reworked Sludge Sage. Now, the reason why I'm pretty, you know, passable on saying Ryuji Kenichi is one of the best, if not the best Z mode of the game, because reworked Sludge Sage existed in the game at one point. First, like, they kind of go hand in hand. Reworked Sludge Sage, especially in the meta existed in, with strange mode being a thing, it was unstoppable. You could never be killed using slug mode. I kind of proved this to myself. I went into a bunch of servers, used strange as slug mode, pretty much 1v'd the entire server, because, you know, I'm a YouTuber, everyone likes to target me for some reason, so I 1v'd the entire server and won. Like, I won multiple times. So these two modes together was absolutely busted, strange and reworked Slug Stage. And the thing about Slug Stage is that you could also combine it with a bunch of other modes to equal strange mode. Honestly, just a really busted mode in general. It was infinite mode, infinite heals, and just a really busted era in history. The coming to 3rd place is going to be a very broad one, 2-shot combos. Now, this, guys, I'm gonna say this, I'm pretty sure I was the reason why auto dodges were started to be used mid combo. I'm going to take credit for this. I was kind of, you know, 2-shot combos, it was kind of my thing. If you watched my channel, you know, I was kind of the purveyor of 2-shot combos. Now, some of my most famous ones that I made popular, even though I feel like I'm not the one, you know, maybe other people discovered it too, but I discovered it myself, and maybe at the same time as the other people. So I'm not going to say that I'm the only one that ever found this out, but I am going to say that I'm the one that popularized it. I'm basically the father of 2-shot combos, if you will. Now, let's get started with them. Water Wheel, Iron Sand. Anyone that played during, you know, when Kijiji released, they know Water Wheel, Iron Sand. This would literally one-shot you immediately if you got hit by it, and you could not auto-dodge mid-combo. So if you got hit by this, you were instantly dead. Another one. This one was one of my personal favorites that I feel like I did actually invent. Vine Clone Ryan Red Pool. Vine Clone Ryan Red Pool was an instant one-shot no matter how much HP you had, because Vine Clones did so much damage, and Ryan Red Pool kept you in one place. Now, there's a lot of other ones like Shindai Kuma Pool. You know, you have some other ones like Raiken C-Spec into Ryan Red Pool. There was a bunch of other ones, but these two kind of stick out beyond the rest because these two were so meta defining that Rogue Games had to completely butcher them. Water Wheel is trash now. Vine Clones is trash now. They had to just completely ruin them, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. Now, this wouldn't be a top 10 strongest thing ever in Shindo Life without mentioning Shindai Akuma. Shindai Akuma, the entire bloodline. Now, I've said this a few times just how strong Shindai Akuma is, but I'm going to say it again. I'm just going to go through the motions. First of all, clone move. You used to be able to use true samurai spirit that would actually use your weapon, and this was during a time you obviously couldn't auto dodge mid combo. So if you use Threadblade, pull you in, and then you would immediately get one shot by the C-Spec and Q-Spec. I mean, C-Spec in the first ability, because the C-Spec used to do the same amount of damage the first ability did, especially in True Samurai Spirit. Now, without that, even in the third mode, it used to do like 5 times the amount of damage. There's also a glitch with a Zimsenko, where you could use the Zimsenko counter after using Shindai clones. It would immediately one-shot anyone. So there's a lot of fun things with Shindai Akuma when it comes to the clones. But that's not it. First of all, the second move used to be the size of the entire Ember village. Not lying, that I'm being completely serious. People would use it in the arena, and I'd get hit on the other side of Ember. And it used to block break, and it used to do a good amount of damage even while block breaking. So it was an unavoidable block break pretty much. And by unavoidable, I sincerely mean unavoidable. Like, you guys think nowadays, like, oh my gosh, it's an iframe attack, I cannot avoid this block breaker. But dude, like, Shindo Akuma block break was actually unavoidable. Nobody ever used counters back then or auto dodges, so pretty much you instantly lost if you got hit by this move, and you were gonna get hit by it. And then obviously you have the Shindai Sunflower move. It used to block break. It used to also, you know, stun for an extremely long period of time. It was honestly just a really busted move in general. Now, honorable 1 is going to be Xenodokai C-Spec to bosses. I'm not going to talk about this that much, but when on release, when this was first discovered during the Diva event, it would literally melt the boss almost instantly. There's not much else to say about it. You guys know Xenodokai C-Spec. Really, really good overall. Now, honorable 2 is going to be Shindai Ren Goku on release. Now, I'm not going to talk about this that much because it's obviously an honorable mention, but let's just get started on it. First of all, block break, it's still really good, but you know, at one point it was insanely meta defining considering, you know, auto dodge, mid combos, you know, all that pajazz. I've said it a million times in this video. But the clones used to do around 250,000 damage if you got place lock stunned. Now, that's honestly going to be about it when it comes to Shindai Ren. The clone ability used to do a ton of damage. The throwable used to be an 8-second cooldown, and the M1s were always insanely OP. By the way, guys, what has been your favorite era of Shindo Life? What has been, you know, overall just your favorite time in Shindo Life? Leave the comments below. We'll be checking them out. Now, coming in first place as the strongest thing ever in Shindo Life. And now, if you guys remember this, hit the like button on this video. If you guys don't remember this, hit the like button anyways. Reality Talk when they buffed it for the Will Smith slap meme. Reality Talk, man. I'm pretty sure for a point in time it did 10 million damage. First of all, you never have 10 million HP, and it's actually hilarious because people would use Vine, charge up Reality Talk as they moved, and one-shot you so they would steal your bounty. Nothing you could do about it because you couldn't even see them underneath the ground. They would just Reality Talk you. You're dead. That's pretty much how it went. It was also extremely good against bosses. If you had 4 people charging up Reality Talk against an event boss, you would do like half of his HP instantly, then Xenodokai C-Spec the rest of it. It was honestly just, it was a really, really strong move. It is what it says, you know, it's just a really high damage, long hand side move. It was really fun for trolling. It was a fun era, but, you know, it needed that fat nerf that it got. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, and post, guys. Bye-bye.